Good evening. Here is the world news from our studio BGI TV Baba Bagede Imo TV. First are the major headlines for the world news this hour. I am yours faithfully, Morning Review of the World. Hashtag NSAS reports areas that affect federal government will be addressed. Additional. I have decided to stop talking about IPOB, UGM, and ESN after a deadly attack on my home. Joe Igbokwe. Army will engage in war against bandits, coas. SARS officials reportedly harass Uniben students for driving Range Rover. Breaking news from the educational parts, WAEC releases 2021 WASC results. And on a sad note, the movie-making industry just lost a veteran. Still wait for the news to come. Man dies on electricity pole in Ogun. And to foreign, hashtag NSAS, US may stop military aid to Nigeria over rights abuse, Blinken warns. And to sports story for the sport fans, NFF considering Serbian Kristajic to replace Raw. Now in details. Presidential aide Femi Adesina has said that the federal government will only address areas with the white paper report of the Lagos Judicial Panel on police brutality that concerns it as the date for the official submission draws near. Adesina on Monday, during an interview on Channel's television breakfast program, Sunrise Daily said this while explaining the steps which the federal government will take in handling the situation. The presidential spokesperson, however, said he is not aware if some states that have completed their inquiry have so far submitted their reports to the federal government. Speaking on the idea behind the setting up of the probe panel, Mr. Adesina said that the federal government did not give a directive for their setup, but it was just an idea suggested to the state governments. Meanwhile, the report of the panel of inquiry established by the Lagos state government to look into the events that took place at the Lekki toll gate in October 2020 has become of international interest following a leak of the memo which kicked security operatives to their molestation of people on protests. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, during his visit to Nigeria last week, said the U.S. expects steps that will show accountability. Also, President Muhammadu Buhari, in response, said the federal government will allow the system to exhaust itself first. The special advisor to Lagos State Governor on Drainage and Water Resources, Joe Igbokwe, has taken to his verified Facebook page to reveal why he has stopped sharing news about IPOB, unknown gunmen, and ESN activities in Southeast. In the post made by Joe Igbokwe, reads, I have deliberately decided to stop talking about the Southeast, IPOB, UGM, ESN after a deadly attack on my own city of David in Inewi. According to him, I have decided to stop talking about terrorist group in Southeast after a deadly attack on my home in Inewi, as he said earlier. As it is now, I have no home in Inewi again, and I'm yet to visit the crime scene to see the extent of damages. But from what I saw on the video sent me, I have decided not to go nor visit my home at Inewi anymore. The Chief Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, has declared that henceforth the Nigerian Army will engage bandits and criminals in a war. Yahya, who stated during a familiarization visit to 31 Artillery Brigade and Trade Mina, Niger States, said the army will be more resolute and decisive in dealing with them. He explained that he had traveled around all the states in Nigeria to assess the security situation, saying, now that I came here, I have been briefed by my officers on ground. On the purpose of the visit, the Army Chief of Staff said, the essence of the visit is to interact with troops, to ginger them more to do better. He also appealed to other services and security agencies as well as relevant stakeholders to assist the Army in the aspect of information sharing. Police officers suspected to be operatives of the disbanded anti-robbery squad SARS has been caught on tape assaulting some young men in Ogun, Benin City, Ebo, local government area of Edo State. The young men were said to have been accosted by the officers for driving an expensive Range Rover SUV. Following the incident, the SARS officials were said to have taken their victim's phone before driving away in his Range Rover car to an unknown destination. The video shows the boy and his friends agitating against the officials as they asked why they took off his possessions with no reason at all, as nothing incriminating was found on them. The victim has been identified to be a student of the University of Benin.
Shoot! I video you anything. I video you anything you want to what you do. I video you anything you want to what you do. Go on. I video you anything you want to do. I video you. I video you anything.
West African Examinations Council, Nigeria, on Monday released the West African Senior School Certificate Examination for School Candidates 2021 in Nigeria. The head of the Nigeria National Officer, Mr. Patrick Aragan, while announcing the results at the WAEC office, said the examination, which was an international one, took place simultaneously throughout the 5 member countries of the Council: the Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. Going into the movie-making industry in Nigeria, it's on a sad note we want to announce to you the demise of a veteran and a rare gem, Babatunde Omidino, popularly known as Baba Suwe. He is a veteran in his career before his death. It's confirmed that he is 67 years old before the death and after a brief illness, which he has been battling with so far. A yet to be identified man has died on an electricity pole in Kobakwe area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Residents of the area on Sunday woke up and discovered the lifeless body on the electronic pole. Reports gathered showed that no one knew when or why the man decided to climb the pole, as he was not an official of the electricity generating or distribution company personnel. A source who resided in the area said the incident was mysterious to the residents, as many said the man must have climbed the pole to commit suicide by getting himself electrocuted. Others opined that he might be on a mission to steal cables. Ogun State's Police Public Relations Officer, DSP, Abimbola Oyemi, has confirmed the incident to newsmen. Oyemi said the man had attempted to steal electricity cable, dispelling rumor that he was on a suicide mission. And to foreign story, the United States has once again warned that it may stop rendering military assistance to Nigeria if the country fails to protect human rights. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, who gave the warning, also urged the federal government and Lagos state governments to sanction any individual found to have violated human rights during the October 2020 #EndSARS protest, when the white paper on the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitution for victims of SARS, related abuses, and other matters is ready. He warned that if the rights violations persisted, the U.S. government might evoke the Leahy Law to deny Nigeria access to hardware, which includes arms and other military equipment to fight terrorism and other forms of criminalities. An 8-man panel led by retired Justice Doris Okuobi had submitted a 309-page report to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on Monday, indicting soldiers and police for killing peaceful protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, 2020. On Friday, Blinken met with members of the civil society in Abuja, reiterating the U.S. demand for justice. Also, in an interview with CNN, the transcript of which was made available to Sunday Punch by the U.S. Department of State, Blinken urged Nigeria to bring those indicted by the panel reports to book for justice. And finally, sports story. The Nigerian Football Federation is considering hiring Serbian Mladen Krstajic as new head coach of the Super Eagles. Pressure has mounted on the NFF to sack Eagles head coach Gerard Raw after the national team put up an underwhelming performance against Cape Verde in the Qatar 2022 World Cup Group C final qualifier at the Teslim Balogun Stadium last Tuesday in Lagos. Federation officials held a crucial meeting to decide the future of Raw. This Franco-German's current deal expires December 2022. Stajic is among the coaches the NFF is considering, adding that they had not taken a final decision since Raw had not been sacked. That was the world news from our studio, but before we call it a quit, let's quickly have a retake of the headlines once again. We started by saying, hashtag NSAS reports, areas that affect federal government will be addressed additional. And another one coming again is, Army will engage in war against bandits coas. I have decided to stop talking about IPOB, UGN, and ESN after a deadly attack on my own, Joe Ibokwe. Breaking news from the educational part, we also said, WAEC releases 2021 WASC results. SARS officials reportedly harassed Uniben students for driving Range Rover. And the sad note which we have today for the world news is the demise of Babatunde Omidino Babaswe, who just left the world a few hours ago, reports said. Man dies on electricity pole in Ogun. And to the foreign story, we brought it to you. Hashtag NSAS, US may stop military aid to Nigeria over rights abuses, Blinken warns. And finally, sports story, NFF considering Serbian Krstajic to replace Raw. We appreciate you for your tolerance, love, and concern for always being there with BGI TV. We urge you to link up with us on YouTube, Baba Bagide Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates of our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like the page and follow the page for updates of the broadcast as well. And on Instagram, Bagide Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services or products, and also coverage of your events and functions either near or far, do call 070-3822-6160. I am yours faithfully, Morire Rabila Lawa. Good evening.